Sometimes, people around us make life feel like walking through a storm alone.
You're kidding. Disgusting.
But no matter how dark the night, morning always comes. Sakura woke up, haunted by past memories, but the sunny morning wasn't bright for everyone. Sakura admired strength and looked down on the weak. A girl named Kotoha was being bullied by Yukinari and his gang. She wanted to smash eggs on his head, but knew it would be a waste.
You're not worth it.
As she tried to leave, Yukinari grabbed her hand.
Let go!
Our two shaded guys appeared, and Yukinari tried to mock him.
Stay out of my way!
But Sakura's punch was a stormbreaker. A fight broke out, and Sakura was a whirlwind of power. He told Yukinari to remember his name and tell the other tough guys their new leader was here. Kotoha watched, amazed. Sakura, new at Furin High School, was leaving when Kotoha stopped him to thank him and offered breakfast. He refused but ended up enjoying the delicious meal she served. She asked if he was new and if she found him strange. She said no, explaining the gang always caused trouble, and Sakura was a big help. Sakura found it strange since no one liked talking to him before, but Kotoha spoke to him like he was normal. When he tasted the food, it was like tasting sunshine.
Can you order takeout from this place?
I think you mean takeout? No, you can't.
Yep, it's not like I wanted to or anything.
She asked if he was wearing contacts or if his hair was naturally like that. He said it was his real look. She praised his appearance, and he told her about his tough past, joining Furin to become the strongest. Every day at Furin was a battle to be the top, and he wanted to fight. She listened and asked if he was excited about his first day at school since he wore the uniform. He said he wore it because he had nothing else. An old man praised her cooking and almost left his bag, but Sakura stopped him and returned it. Sakura looked at the candies Kotoha gave him. He told them how, once, he tried to return a wallet but the owner called him a thief. Kotoha told him he'd never become the top dog alone and needed a team.
Never gonna happen.
This hit a sore spot as he realized he was like a lone wolf. The town was scared of bad guys. As Sakura was leaving, Yukinari blocked his way and started bullying him again.
Pathetic little Furin punk.
Sakura got angry because he hated how others saw him. He punched Yukinari, letting out his frustration like a storm. He was winning the fight when Kotoha heard the noise and came out. Yukinari grabbed her and blackmailed Sakura, but Sakura heroically kicked him and saved Kotoha. Sakura was now defenseless and injured. Bad guys attacked, but he kept fighting. He got cut on his ankle and was about to get hit again when a boy named Toma in a Furin uniform saved them. Kotoha was excited to see him. Toma, along with Jian, Udai, and Rin, told the bad guys it was time to behave. They started fighting, and Toma told Sakura to stay back because he was injured. Sakura watched, feeling a mix of emotions. People cheered for Toma and his friends. Kotoha explained that the town was stressed because of the bad guys, but Furin always protected them. They had a sign at the city entrance saying anyone disturbing the peace would face the WindBreakers, the nickname for the Furin boys. Everyone was happy and praised Sakura, who was shocked by the compliments. An old lady tried to help with his wounds, but he yelled, and Kotoha helped instead. She reminded him that he wasn't alone and that she'd stay with him. She said he wasn't bad, which is why he helped the man in the restaurant and saved her. Sakura felt frustrated but determined, saying he'd win any fight on his own. Kotoha smiled. This is how the story of a low-grade boy becoming the town hero began. Sakura walked into Kotoha's restaurant, looking stressed because Granny Sato was nagging him again. Kotoha asked if he was alright, but he was too irritated to answer properly. The old lady wanted to teach him some manners, and he yelled that he had done his duty by dropping her off since her hips were hurting. But Granny Sato was completely fine, and Kotoha smiled. Just as Sakura was about to leave out of shyness, the old lady thanked him. Kotoha stopped him and served a mouth-watering sandwich. As he started eating, she asked if he was hungry, but he denied it out of arrogance. She playfully told him he could show some excitement if he wanted. Suddenly, Nairai, another newcomer at Furin High, showed up. He was a real handful. He asked Sakura about his new look in the Furin uniform, and Sakura pointed out his tag. Nairai struggled to pull it off and finally succeeded. He then stared at Sakura and made fun of his weird look. Sakura asked if he had a problem with that, but Nairai just laughed. Kotoha also laughed at Sakura. Nairai took out his notes and started telling Sakura about Furin High School and the bad guys there, but Sakura didn't care. He said he wanted to be the top dog, and Nairai joked that he'd go bald soon if he tried. Kotoha laughed again. Nairai realized he was late and left, with Sakura asking for a fight. Kotoha asked if Sakura liked Nairai, and Sakura wondered how someone like him got into Furin. She explained that appearances can be deceiving, like how coffee beans are red when unripe but brown when roasted. She told him not to judge based on his own perspective. After thinking it over, Sakura asked if Nairai could fight, and Kotoha was disappointed he only cared about that. As Sakura was leaving, a shopkeeper offered him some bread as thanks for helping yesterday, but he refused, saying he was full. They packed him some bread anyway, and as he walked through town, he was shy and stressed by all the attention. Suddenly, a girl stopped him and asked for his help. Nairai was fighting some bad guys and was in bad shape. He wanted to show his bravery but ended up getting more beatings. The bad guy was about to land a serious punch when Sakura made a dramatic entrance. With swift moves, he taught the bullies a lesson. Nairai was shocked by how quickly it all happened. As Sakura was leaving, Nairai thanked him, but Sakura had no soft corner. Nairai admitted he had been bullied at school but was inspired by a Furin boy who saved him, which made him want to be like him. Sakura told him not to cry because it was weak. The girl thanked Sakura, and Nairai stopped him to ask stupid questions about his height, weight, and shoe size. Nairai started measuring his feet, and Sakura asked why. Nairai said he admired him and wanted to be like him. He told Sakura he'd show him around and started following him, saying they needed to hurry. Sakura was more focused on his bread. They headed to school, and Nairai was excited to find they were in the same class. He was happy but suddenly stressed, telling Sakura to behave because there were strong guys in the class. Sakura was ready for anything. A boy named Suwa approached them, and Nairai got excited, behaving weirdly. Suwa answered his questions and then moved to Sakura. He complimented Sakura for helping people yesterday, and everyone started gathering around. Sakura blushed from the attention. He declared he was there to get the top spot, and everyone paid attention. Suddenly, someone dropped a bench towards them, and Suwa saved Nairai. It was Kyotaro, and a fight began between Sakura and Kyotaro. Everyone was watching as Sakura and Kyotaro faced off. Just as Kyotaro was about to punch Sakura, he dodged it gracefully. Suwa was amazed, and a boy suggested stopping them, but Suwa refused. Kyotaro's kick shocked everyone as the fight got intense. Suddenly, someone turned on the mic. It was Hajime, the top guy. Everyone stopped and paid attention to him, which surprised Sakura since no one had paid him any attention before. Hajime encouraged them to enjoy their youth and visit the beach this summer. Nairai was stressed, and Kyotaro, who was loyal to Hajime, asked if he had any problems with him. Hajime told them to be friends and protect their town. Everyone agreed, and Sakura was surprised. The speech ended, and Suwa made Sakura and Kyotaro shake hands because Hajime ordered them to be friends. Kyotaro raised his hand, they shook, and everyone was happy. The boys started playing with Sakura, and he enjoyed it because things had changed since he arrived. Suddenly, someone asked them to go outside and paint a wall, which frustrated Sakura. 30 minutes earlier, they met Toma and his team. While talking, Sakura mentioned meeting Toma the day before when Kotoha was in danger. Toma took him aside and warned him not to mention her name unless he wanted a stomach ache. Nairai explained Toma's position in Furin. He was one of the top 4 leaders. Sakura joined their team, and they walked around town. Toma told them Hajime wanted Kyotaro and Sakura to stay apart because they were still mad at each other. Sakura asked why they were just walking, and Toma said they were discipline makers, so they had to behave and help people. They saw an old man and offered to help him, which led to them painting the wall. As a reward, they got snacks and continued walking around town. Toma asked if Sakura only liked fighting, but Sakura said helping others and fighting when needed was also fun. They ended up at an underpass, and Nairai got stressed when Sakura called a sign ugly. It was the sign of the Lion's Head Gang, who believed in power above all. Sakura thought he might find adventure there. Suddenly, they saw a student being chased by the lion's heads. He fell, but Kyotaro and Sakura saved him. One of the lion's heads, Arima, was in bad shape, and Minoru was angry. Suddenly, Joe, another member, arrived. He started beating his own man, saying weak companions were a pain. Toma tried to stop him, but Joe took the jacket from his friend. Sakura was disappointed that the team couldn't live up to his fantasies. Joe noticed him and said he'd remember his face and fight him later. Everyone was frustrated, and Toma told them to go back to school and report everything to Hajime. They went to the top of the school, an incredible place where Hajime was watering plants. Sakura found him childish. Toma tried to explain the problem to Hajime, who was more interested in talking about his crops. This frustrated Sakura, who asked if Hajime was really the powerful leader he'd heard about. Kyotaro insisted that Hajime was not just Hajime but Master Hajime to him. When Hajime finally noticed them, he continued chatting about his plants, stressing Sasuke and irritating Sakura. Suddenly, Sakura realized this was the same guy who had spoken on the microphone earlier, prompting Sasuke to rush forward and confess what had happened. Sasuke admitted he'd been chasing a shoplifter and accidentally ventured into Lion's Head territory, sparking a conflict between Furin and the Lion's Head gang. He apologized, but Hajime reassured him, saying to leave the matter to his big bro. Sasuke was shocked, and Toma worried about the next fight. Nirei mentioned Sakura had started the fight, which made Sakura angry. He defended his actions, saying he couldn't stand by while they beat a weak person. Hajime patted his head, thanked him for saving a Furin student, and Sakura felt relaxed and inspired by Hajime's kindness. Kyotaro was jealous, and then Toma received a stressful call from Choji, the leader of Lion's Head, who wanted a fight. Everyone watched from the rooftop as Choji, with a devilish grin, called for a clean fight. Nirei worried, and Sakura got excited, thinking Choji might be stronger than Joe. As Hajime approached Choji, he ordered his team to stay back, leaving Sakura frustrated but unable to move. Hajime confronted Choji, confirming it was a one-on-one fight. Choji accused Furin of starting the trouble and challenged Hajime, who deflected his attack effortlessly. Choji revealed his true motive. He envied Hajime's joyful life and wanted to take over Furin. Just then, Joe and other Lion's Head members arrived, having not been informed by Choji. They intended to back him up. Sakura and his friends stepped forward, unwilling to let Hajime fight alone, which escalated the tension. With both sides staring each other down, a massive fight seemed inevitable. Yukinari and Minoru taunted Furin's boys, while Suo responded to the insults. Joe and Sakura squared off, setting the stage for multiple one-on-one battles. Seiko asked to fight Toma and was given permission. That night, they gathered at Kotoha's restaurant. Nirei was stressed while Kotoha served them food, reassuring them that Furin's boys were not weak. Sakura ate calmly, unconcerned, while Kyotaro was angry with Nirei for his earlier comments. They began arguing, but Hajime's arrival interrupted them. He chatted with Kotoha, prompting Sakura to ask if they were dating, but they both insisted they were like siblings. During the meal, Sakura spit out his food, leading Kyotaro to throw a chair in anger. Hajime intervened, and Toma scolded Sakura. They sat in tense silence, thinking about the Lions group. Hajime explained that the Lion's Head gang had changed under Choji's leadership. Sakura asked about the group, and Hajime said that fights were like conversations, with punches being the words used. As the restaurant closed, Sasuke tried to thank Sakura, who brushed it off, saying he did it for himself. Kotoha reassured him, saying he'd handle it. Sakura understood this was how Hajime operated. The next day, they went to the Lion's Head territory, feeling stronger. Choji and his team greeted them, ready for what was to come. Subscribe for the next part.